before we get into this evening's live, I just want to go over a few things that we're going to touch base on. And it's been quite a doozy today. If you've been following for any length of time, especially in the last 48 hours, if you've just been following, not the advice I'm giving, but just following the charts and some of the moves that you can see I'm doing, as I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm never going to tell you to do something, but I'm going to put it out in front of you when I think something is about to go down. The last several days, we've been talking about an XRP short squeeze versus Bitcoin, and we've been talking about the fact that B2 Gold was ready to pop, and at First Majestic had an overzealous sell-off when it had an acquisition of a silver mine. Yesterday it was up about 8%. Today it's up another 12%. B2 Gold's up over 13% today, so we'll go over that. Gold, we talked about the reversal that was coming. I talked about it the last 2 days very deeply, and gold's up almost 50 bucks today, and then silver's up 4.2% today. So it's been an absolutely spectacular day. XRP currently is up 5.6%. It peaked at about 9. And the XRP Bitcoin pairing at one point today had about a 10% move. As you know, we were in the XRP Bitcoin pairing for anybody who bought in before the jump, and it was pretty nice. It was up. Let's see what it ended up being. It ended up being about 10% at the top. I sold out at 1013 approximately, and then I rebought back in down here, and I did not get all the way down. I think it got all the way down to, what was the bottom here? 959. I did pretty good though. I got 963 on the rebuy back, and the only reason I did that is because I like to see it consolidate, and it was when it consolidated at this 964 level. It looks like a W reversal. So it looks like it's starting to reverse back up. So I was willing to take the shot here again. And it's like over 3,500 in equivalent of XRP if you want to look at it in that regard. So it did very well. We also had a copy trade we'll go over. It was an XRP copy trade. It was a 5X. Just did it based on what I talked about last night. Had a stop loss that, excuse me, would have cost us about 2.89%. Which was $2.89 approximately, but it pushed up and we made about 22%, just over 22%. In our copy trading, I was able to get a little promotion because you start out as a junior trader and you can get all the way up to, I don't remember if it's expert or advanced, but it goes junior and then there's intermediate, and that's based on your skill level and how much you're able to make, and then your win percentage, and then your total P, all this other garbage. There's a bunch of different things. But I did get promoted to intermediate because we've had so much success. So I'm very happy about that. We'll go over that. But very importantly, we'll talk about XRP, the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and then the big news. I don't know if everybody's heard it, but this is the big boy news. Grayscale to launch first U.S. XRP trust, paving way for potential ETF, which is the exchange traded fund. And that is not nonsense. That is something that's been circulated here now. And then we had some huge volume come in. 700 million comes in XRP volume in the last 24 hours after a 200 million spike as well.
Welcome to the MD1 Mid Cap Cup, presented by State
Street. What the hell is this?
Today's challenge is to play 9 holes without the middle of your bag. How does that sound? That sounds terrible.
What is playing? That's pretty crazy. There's an ad playing on the back of this. Oh, right here. I'm like, what the heck? So anyhow, we'll read through that. We've got a lot of cover this evening. I know I'm starting earlier now with the school year. I'm going to be on sometime around 5:45 p.m. now instead of 6:30. So, you know, it's going to be a change, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff I have to do during the day now. But I still want to do these daily lives. It means a lot to me. And I really do appreciate everybody who's tuning in. So we'll go over everything we talked about. There's a lot. There's a lot. And I hope some of you have made a spectacular amount of money with everything that's transpired. If you've been on the fence about being in Tom's Army, as I put out everything for free, I would love to see new members of Tom's Army on days like today. YouTube super chats. You can donate through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. But just the pay it forward mentality is what I am very appreciative of. And I do believe we go full circle. So when the time's right, I know all of you will do the right thing and pay it forward. So do make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this content, especially this live. You hit that like button, YouTube will recommend it. I'll be part of the algorithm. And when you look through your YouTube news feed and you're scrolling, whether you've ever seen me or not, my content will pop up and then you can make an informed decision. But we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We front ran this entire move up. And it feels spectacular because there was a lot of money made today. So make sure to hit that like button. I just want to do a quick intro here and then we're going to get right into it. So good evening. 5:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, September 12th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So let me just go over a few comments, and then we'll get to this. And a special shout out to the members of Tom's Army, past, present, or future, and anybody who's ever sent a YouTube super chat as well. It's because of those fine, loyal, dedicated members that we have this. You'll notice during the lives themselves, it's ad-free. I forego the ads. Yes, it costs me money, but you know, sometimes I'm sponsored by the members of Tom's Army and anybody who's ever made a YouTube super chat. So I feel like it's the right thing to do, and plus I get sick of watching ads when I'm watching someone's live. It's a pain in the ass. Now if I'm watching the rerun, that's one thing, but during the live itself, I hate the ads. So I turn off the ads, and I thank the members of Tom's Army and anybody who's ever donated and paid it forward. So thank you all. And then after this is on rerun, obviously there will be ads, but it makes a huge difference. To me, it makes a huge difference, and I hope it makes a difference to all of you. So let's just say hi to everybody, and then I'm going into this. Messi, welcome in. Avi, Coffee and Crypto, XRP King, Eddie, Nazir. I would love to see some more members of Tom's Army. Awfully a lot of you not in Tom's Army. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor, along with Mark Caston. Beautiful to see that. And Syrian, thanks for being a very trusted member in very trusted mod. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. Love seeing you in the house, my friend. Love seeing you in the house. Czar, huh? That's a new one. Czar. Mark Caston, thank you for the $2 donation. And Khan, thank you for the 70 czars. I'm going to have to translate this. Let's see. Czar to US. It's the first time I've ever seen this one. South African Rand. So 1 South African Rand. So that's about, it's about 56% of the US dollar. That's an excellent donation, actually. That's, holy moly. Wait a minute. 1 South African Rand. Oh, okay, I see. So it's worth, I appreciate it. We're just going to call it 70. It doesn't matter the translation. It's 70 of your dollars. So thank you so much for that donation, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. More than you know. That means a lot to me. Wow. I've never seen that currency before. That's awesome. Jordan, welcome in. Rob Hokulik, welcome in, my friend. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XP Predictor and all the back and forth as well. Tanya, welcome in, love. Thank you for breaking the news to me earlier about this little trust news that's going on here with Grayscale. Thank you, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Let's see. Jano 2020. Congrats, Tom, on making dollars. Thank you, my friend. It was a great day, and I hope some of you were in on it too. And thank you. That was your first YouTube super chat, Nazir. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. 70 rands. So that's the African rands. I believe that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. That's crazy awesome. Yes, JW, it's almost daylight savings time when my clocks will go forward an hour, and so will some of yours. I mean, we'll go back an hour, so it'll only be 5:02. What am I talking about? Mr. Carter, welcome in. Hashtag M2C, Mother Second Choice. Thank you for not only allowing me to play your copyrighted music, but being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. That means a lot to me. Smitty, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army in your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on there. Smitty, were you the one who sent me the message today on YouTube about the copy trading? I know Kryptonian did, but I think you were the other one. Big CJ, welcome in. Moza here, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XRP Predictor. Jerry Clark, welcome and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. Awesome. Awesome, Jerry. Thank you so much, friend. He's all the way back from the beginning. Sharing the sun, Mr. Carter. David Hatcher watching from Warsaw, Indiana. Excellent. Excellent. I love the name. Always been a fan, never been there, but I love it by name. Dee Dee, welcome in from Belgium. What a loving audience we have here. Yes, Tanya. It is spring ahead and fall back, Tom. Yeah, I know I said it wrong initially, but at least I remembered. At least I remembered. All right, Smitty. So I seen what you said about the copy trade earlier. I was hoping you'd be in here. Not exactly sure why that message would show up, to be honest with you. The way it showed up for you. But all is my best advice I can give is just to have, you know, if you want to keep it on par with what I do. We started with $100 and I believe it's up to 365 or 367. I'm not exactly sure the exact dollar amount. But keep it in USDT in the future side. There was an, some of you know, there was an update on HOTCOIN recently. So some of the stuff got messed up. Almost everybody's stuff was in order. But a few of you I've noticed things kind of were off-centered. But hopefully we're able to get situated. Joe Ramrod, thank you for not only being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, but goes above and beyond and sends his first YouTube super chat, a $10 one at that. That's incredibly generous. And Tanya says she's getting very close to 2 years. You sure are. I think you're 1 or 2 months away. It's like you're right on the fringe. What I'm looking for here, one of two things can happen here with XRP. If we hold 56.4, we're going to be perfect. Otherwise, we might come down and try to do like a bigger W. But I'd like to see a V shape here. Oh, a few weeks away. That is excellent. They just bring in the ETF back. It was available in 2021. Well, I mean, that's not technically true. Let's see. But XRP, if we look what happened, we talked about the last couple days, the technical targets. The technical target off of this formation was up to 57.9. But what was important about that one is retaking the 2018 resistance. And then overall, this was our overall resistance at 58.67. It measured it out perfectly. And now we've consolidated. And now we're going to have to try to come back up, which we should. The volumes come down big time, but we should be able to, in time, work our way back up unless the pattern's just done. And if that's the case, this could reverse back down, but 4 hourly looks good. We got back on top of the 200-day. Traditionally, even if you get a rejection here, with how big of a consolidation we had, I'd be surprised if it doesn't come back up and tap it again. Now, that doesn't mean we can't come down first, but we still haven't even come up to the cup and handle resistance ultimately, which is the big resistance up there at 61.3. And that's where I think we're ultimately trying to get to. Whether we're bearish or bullish when we get there, I think that's ultimately where we're trying to get to. Joe G, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Awesome to see you in here. In the weekly, we're trying to have a reversal candle here. It started off a little weak here, but now it's starting to pull back up. And we've got 3 days left in this weekly candle. So we've got a chance to make some noise here. We really do. And this big W reversal has still been intact fully. Morning from Oz, says Paul. I really appreciate you tuning in, Paul. And good morning to you, brother. You've been in here for a while now. I love it. Daily looks pretty good today. Nice inverted hammer. Trying to invalidate that bearish cross and stop it from forming a death cross. So I'm very encouraged. Like I said yesterday and the day before. Well, I don't like to talk in the past tense, but this is what was happening. We were speaking of a short squeeze versus Bitcoin on the XRP or XRP Bitcoin pair even. If you wanted it. Earlier today, XRP was up about 9.5%, 9%. And Bitcoin was flat. The XRP Bitcoin pairing was up almost 10%. We got that little squeeze here versus Bitcoin. Now, the technical move up, if we can hold and rally off this 964, would be all the way up at 1142. So this may not be over just yet. This might just be the beginning. But we're going to need one more surge of volume to get us there. So we had one nice candle, and then it's fallen off here a little bit. So I'm looking for some of the residuals here now, seeing that we were in the market before all of this happened. But there's a lot of stuff that's starting to transpire here when it comes to XRP that made it a favorable build-up. Now, I didn't know the Grayscale stuff was going to come out, but the chart was speaking to something about to happen. And when we get to the next news, when we get done with XRP and reading the Grayscale stuff, when we get into B2 Gold, my mind almost shot off my shoulders yesterday, my head, live on air. It was at $2.72. I had bought at $2.68 just not too long before that. And I showed everybody that they raised the dividend to 7.3%. Now, the only time you're ever going to see that happen, typically, because if you hold a mining stock and you have a good dividend-paying company, if they have better than expected cash flow and they've made more than expected on sales, it's like having a profit share in a company. Like when you're working for like GM or Chrysler or some other company, at least how it used to be, you'd get a profit share and they'd give you a check once a year. A big check, usually. Well, big in comparison to the normal hourly pay. Well, B2 Gold, that's what they did. They had better than expected revenue, or, you know, they're making more than expected and have more cash on hand than they anticipated. And they raised the dividend from 5.2% to 7.3% this week. It's unprecedented. You're talking about a mining stock. And one of B2 Gold's characteristics and integrity, it's unbelievable. So I said yesterday, something big's about to happen. It's imminent. They're paying you to hold it now. 7.3% over the year is huge. You were definitely spot on with your morning update. Hey, I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you. Yeah, it did play out pretty appropriately, didn't it? And then it also stopped at our technical targets, which are so important, because if it doesn't push past there, then we have the consolidation. It doesn't mean it's a bearish consolidation. It just means that we've got to make sure that we're ready. We've got a couple layers here. 57.9, but it didn't hold. And then there's 56.4. That's a measured target. Because if you look at it, we had to drop down from here. Now we'd want to hold this to reverse this trend. Now, technically, we could have went here, but I'm putting more stock into it right now. I need it to hold this 56.4 level. Doesn't need to be 56.46. But like 56.4, we need it to hold this level and start using this as the support structure. Because then it'll start rebounding, and then we'll have another date with Destiny up here, and we can now see where the resistance is. I want to keep the technical target because we're going to have to get over that and on top of it in time. But we are building a golden cross here now. So these are big short-term bullish reversals. I don't think it caught us off guard at all. I think this was one of the more spot-on ones we've had ever. And we've been spot-on a lot. I feel like we're spot-on every day. But the way it transpired and just the urgency of some of the updates we were putting out, it made it that much more urgent, because it was just something we've been talking about, and a lot of people were laughing at me, which I don't understand, but it just is what it is. But I talked about an opportunity. I said 3 days ago XRP is ready to break bullish, but that's not the big one. I said XRP opportunity emerges for XRP Bitcoin pair. XRP squeeze sets up first Bitcoin, and that was 3 days ago. Then I said XRP, this is critical. If 2018 resistance is broken, we're going to 59 cents plus. Almost hit that. Almost hit that 59 already. 1 day ago, XRP holders. XRP on verge of huge squeeze versus Bitcoin. And it started, we only got 10%. I still consider that a nice squeeze, but it was a squeeze against the pair. XRP moved up good too today. XRP be ready for unexpected breakout. XRP Bitcoin pair squeeze. AG rally 7.9%. Did you buy B2 Gold? And what did I say here as well when I said it was on the verge of squeeze? Breaks above 2018. B2 Gold AG buy alert. That was 2 days ago now. It says 1 day because it's not quite 48 hours, but it was a couple days ago. And that was the live 2 days ago. And all hell's broken loose now in a good way for First Majestic and B2 Gold. When we get to that, it's spectacular. And I'm very happy about it. We got to get into some reading. Make sure to hit that like button. Exactly 50% of you have hit the like button, which means 50% of you watching today have not hit that like button. On a day like today, I would expect everybody to hit the like button, but I don't anticipate anybody to do it. But if you do appreciate my time, which is very important and valuable, but not only that, you want more people to find this, because forget my time. We want to continue to build this beautiful community and be able to help as many people as possible during this next transformation. I'm telling you, it's not easy out here. But the more money you start to make, the easier it is. Remember, we just had 3.5 weeks ago where I showed everybody about $1,600 profit in, what was it, 10 days on B2 Gold. Then we sold it, and now in a 3-day period, we've once again are seeing these unbelievable profits, but it's compounding now from our last one. And now not just B2 Gold, I used the profits off of B2 Gold and expanded now into First Majestic. Couple $1,000, and now that's paying dividends. We're going to get into all of this, but we got to do some reading first. And we always talk about the crypto fear and greed index. When it's in fear, buy. If you know nothing about crypto, and it's still at 31, it's unbelievable. The fear in the market is sick. This is awesome. I just see dollar signs in my... It's unbelievable. The fear before the rate cut is astounding. The amount of people that were telling everybody to sell their gold yesterday and today was unbelievable. When we knew the rate cut's only 5 or 6 days away now, and people were predicting gold, it's going to do this and that. And now it's up over, I mean, it's unbelievable what some people are looking at compared to what's actually happening. Grayscale to launch first U.S. XRP trust, paving way for potential ETF. So 2 of Grayscale's single asset investment trust, Bitcoin and Ether, have evolved into ETFs this year. Is the Grayscale trust paving the way now? So let's listen now. So on Thursday morning, the company will announce the launch of the U.S.'s first XRP trust, a so-called closed-end fund that will offer accredited investors direct exposure to XRP. The crypto token is the native coin that powers the blockchain known as the XRP ledger, which facilitates cross-border transactions of blockchain payments giant Ripple. A trust and an ETF are 2 different investment products. An ETF must be approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Bradley, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Better late than never, friend. Since it is marketed directly to retail investors, while a trust structure and sales pitch to so-called accredited investors gets a higher regulatory touch. Even so, a trust can become an ETF with the right regulatory approvals. 2 of Grayscale's single asset investment trusts, Bitcoin and Ether, have evolved into ETFs this year. And let's see. The company has published an intended 4-phase product lifecycle for its XRP trust, leaving open the possibility of an ETF at some point in the future. Grayscale is credited with helping to bring the first crypto ETFs to Wall Street after it sued the SEC last year to allow it to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin trust into a spot ETF, an exchange-traded fund that tracks the daily price of the world's largest cryptocurrency. CJ2 Pilot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Gabriel, welcome in, friend. The world's largest cryptocurrency, Grayscale, won on appeal, resulting in a flood of Wall Street titans like BlackRock, Fidelity, and Wisdom Tree launching their own Bitcoin ETFs. It marked a watershed moment for the nascent industry when 11 Bitcoin ETFs debuted on Wall Street in January. 4 months later, the SEC approved the launch of 6 ETFs that track the underlying price of the second largest cryptocurrency, Ethereum. The self-proclaimed XRP Army retail investors who own the XRP token have been waiting for an asset manager like Grayscale or BlackRock to file an application for XRP ETF following the launch of Bitcoin and Ether products. Excellent. As well as a handful of recent applications for a Solana ETF. Thank you. How are you? Tired? Love you. She sure is. Solana is the number 5 crypto by market cap, while XRP clocks in at number 7. Making matters more uncertain for XRP crowd, and a potential spot XRP ETF has been how Wall Street's top cop, the SEC, views the regulatory status of the token. The SEC is embroiled in a long and contentious legal battle with Ripple, which it sued in 2020 for failing to register sales of XRP with the commission as a security. Last year, a Manhattan judge handed Ripple a partial victory when she ruled that Ripple's XRP sales to institutional investors could be considered security transactions, but not when sold to retail investors in the secondary market. The ruling has sparked debates from other judges in courtrooms around the country. While Ripple has been ordered to pay $125 million fine for those institutional sales, the SEC now has until the first week of October, which is about 2.5 weeks away now, or about 3 weeks away, to file an appeal against the secondary market, ruling which is widely expected to do. In the meantime, Grayscale remains confident that XRP in and of itself has potential long-term value for investors. We believe Grayscale XRP Trust provides investors with exposure to a blockchain solution that is potentially positioned to play a crucial role in optimizing legacy financial systems by streamlining cross-border payments, said Rani Sharif Askari, Grayscale's head of product and research. XRP currently trades at 54 cents, but hit an all-time high of $3.84 in 2018 before the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. Excellent information, and then we'll come here later about the 700 million XRP in volume, but I want to shift gears very quickly. I'm not going to look again at the likes or anything, but thank you for the 77 likes. If you're one of the 40 that hasn't hit the like button, please, I'd appreciate it. Well, some of you left. Let's go over this very quickly. I want to go over the precious metals, but I want to go over our copy trade real quick first. I've been hearing a lot about VLO being part of the tokenization of gold, and yes, Lonzo, we'll be talking about VLO every single day here. And thank you for the $5 donation, but there's a reason why I've had a concerted effort with VLO the last few days. Make no mistake about it, it's definitely something's brewing. Something is brewing, and on HOTCOIN, you can buy VLO. If you need a reason to buy on HOTCOIN, you can buy VLO. You can buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing. VLO's up 10% today. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, I guess it didn't matter what I picked because I picked the XRP Bitcoin pairing and it was up the same when I sold. So, it doesn't matter. Futures, though. If you're part of the copy trade, some news here today. We took out our first copy trade in over a week. I didn't take them out because my mom was hospitalized for 4 nights. But, no? That'd be great. Well, not... Yeah? But I was what was I here? I was an intermediate trader here, and now it's moved me, I was a junior trader, but because of what I've done, in our stats, I was promoted to intermediate. The highest you can get is advanced, so pretty cool that we're there. It should give a little more credibility, but right now we're up $267.88 on our $100 to $1,000 challenge, which puts us up to $367.88. Our current trade that we did, I had a 5x trade. It would be 10, but because of liquidity, the differential on HOTCOIN, I don't like to do 10x with XRP, so I did a 5x trade. It made 22.48%. The followers made $1,167, so I am very, very happy and blessed about that. Statistically, we're starting to rocket out of here now. If you look at our all-time, oh, not last year, we need the all-time. Whoops. Oh, it only shows, well, 1 year's fine. But it's starting to move up pretty nicely now. Obviously, it started at 0, and now it's way up here. So, I'm happy with everybody who's done it. And if you're looking to copy trade, video description below and our pinned comments. You just got to follow my link for HOTCOIN. And then once you do, when you deposit your money, there's no KYC or VPN needed. And you can send or receive cryptocurrencies from other exchanges without doing that. But if you're trying to deposit from a bank or credit card or something like that, you're going to have to do a KYC, which you should want to. And then once you do that, you deposit the money, put it into the futures account in USDT, and you'll be active to copy trade. And then you'll be ready to follow. So then you would have to go into copy trading, type search XRP, and then you would follow me. I'm XRP Future MIL, and that's me right there. So as you can see, we're on an upward trajectory pretty nicely indeed, and it'd be awesome to see more of you here. I just can't believe we're intermediate now. It's been such an unbelievable journey with all of you. It's been an unbelievable journey. So now, with everybody else, check WLD for a copy trade. I will take a look. But let's get through this very quickly here because we have a lot more to cover with XRP. And Lonzo, thank you so much for the $5 donation with that. I really appreciate that. Wild's about to pop. World. Is that WorldCoin WLD? Is WLD WorldCoin? I love looking at WorldCoin. I need to add it here. I'm glad somebody brought it up. If that's WorldCoin, I think it is. No, maybe not World. US. We need to do it in USDT. Let's look at it here. It's up 12.15%. It's already popped. But yeah, the continuation could definitely happen. Well, we might take a look at WorldCoin. I'll add it to my list. Let's see if we have time today. But it's already up 12% today. I would have liked to have seen that before it went up 12%, but that's okay. That's okay. Gala's painfully underperformed as well here. In my opinion, with what's transpired here, Gala looks like it's lagging behind. That's one we're definitely going to be looking at here. Looks like it... Whoa, shit! In a good way. Does everybody see this? Boom, boom, inverse head and shoulder playing out. I have a feeling this is probably going to come up here. This inverse head and shoulders is playing out, it looks like. Holy moly, I almost missed this. We're going to have to do a deeper analysis here during this live on Gala. Ooh. Something could be setting up here on Gala. Looks painfully behind. But we're going to have to look at that. But let's get through the commodities real quick. So gold was up better than 40 bucks today. The clock flipped for gold already because it does it at 6. But it was up 40-something dollars today. But as we can see, on B2 Gold, it's up 13%. Back up to $3.10, and that's how quick it happens. Should be coming up to $3.29 approximately. Can you do a video on how to do these crypto taxes one of these days? Well, I'm not a tax man, but your exchange will give you the differential. You got to get into your exchange and get the tax form. It's the best thing I can tell you. But B2 Gold ended hot, guys. Super hot. Like, on fire hot. And the beauty of B2 Gold is we were able to ride it, sell. We sold it at 313, bought it back at 248 or 242, sold it again at 282. Bought it back at 268, and now we're riding it. It's off to the races. Like, and the only reason I do that is so that I can get more tokens and be able to branch out. One of our branches were First Majestic, which was up another 12% today. And First Majestic, like I said, had a huge sell-off for no reason. It had an acquisition. It was in an arbitrage, and it made it look like they had a huge hit to their cash on hand. So everybody was like, oh my God, they went under. So everybody was selling. I'm like, what the hell are they selling for? And it happens every time, and I took advantage. So if you're new, I don't BS. I actually talk about and do what I say. And I showed this before it ever went up. So I've showed this when I first made the purchase again. And B2 Gold right now, I put in $8,222 at $2.68 2 days ago. And it's up 15.6% or $1,288. And then First Majestic, I put in $2,222 off of the games of B2 Gold from before. And now that itself is up $507 or 22.84%. And that was from 2 days ago as well. So I don't BS. I don't sugarcoat it. But I try to get everybody in on what I'm talking about. The dividend here is very low on First Majestic, 0.34%. But on a silver miner, it's very rare to even get a dividend. But on B2 Gold, look at this. They raised their dividend to 7.3% yesterday, or 2 days ago. It's unheard of. I have never seen it this high. Something big is going on here. Huge with B2 Gold. It's just something big is going on. And it's been, I think the fair market value is over $6.20. And I've been very transparent about that. And some people always ask me, well, how do you make money? It's not just crypto, folks. I make a lot of money in commodities because nobody pays attention to it. And I just wait for opportunities. Like, I just wait. I sold First Majestic at $7.70 a few months ago, and I waited that whole time before I bought it back. But I need ways to increase capital, and this is how I do it. So, it's a spectacular thing there. And I hope some of you are paying attention to the precious metals. I would love to talk more about it, but we've just got so much to talk about here. We still got a nice reading that we have to do. We're already 35 minutes in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, man, you know what? Another one that hasn't taken off yet today is VeChain or H-bar. H-bar seems painfully undervalued as well. That's a nice inverse pattern set up there. It's holding that beautiful support structure. This should be coming up here. Look at this. That's perfect inverse head and shoulders here. Welcome in, Daniel, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the emoji badge of the, or Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News emoji badge. That's a short-term inverse head and shoulder set up perfectly. This is ready to pop, it looks like. I suppose if you're nervous, because obviously we could be. It's a 1.12% move to there, but you really don't want to. If you want to get rid of the first structure, yeah, you could put a stop loss under there, absolutely. But yeah, there's, let's see, H-bar paint. It looks like H-bar and Gala right now are running in about the same area, and they're both looking for this continuation, in my opinion. They both have this inverse pattern. Gala looks like it's trying to come up to about 2 cents. Maybe a little bit higher up here. About 2 cents is where Gala's looking. So we got Gala. We've got H-bar that looks like it's behind. Oh, my baby. My baby's behind. Oh, my baby. DGB's behind. DGB. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. That's an inverse head and shoulders for DGB as well. Let's see what we got cooking here. Let's see what we're cooking. A lot of platforms, though, don't have DGB, believe it or not. I know it's... I can't believe it either, but it's true. It's a nightmare. But anyhow, DGB looks like it's getting ready. If DGB's looking like that, somebody said VeChain, it's up 2.4%. VeChain's starting to push up now, but it has that same inverse pattern. See how where I circled it? That's the inverse pattern I circled yesterday. But that has the same inverse setup, but starting to push up now as, like how we're looking at H-bar, but H-bar hasn't started pushing up. See that? H-bar's behind. H-bar's behind. Holy moly. What do we think about H-bar? Nice inverted hammer there as well in the 2 hourly. It seems like it is close. Like it should be going any moment. Man, is that painfully behind. XLM down, up 2.31%. It's coming up to our target. First target's 9.66 cents roughly. 966. So this is doing everything we need it to. And it's breaking up right now. In time, we need to come over this resistance. We put it at X marks the spot, but let's say it comes quicker. But that's 10.9 cents when it eventually starts pushing up if it can continue bullish. But these have nice reversal patterns in them. XDC's behind, I can already tell you that. This is still got this inverse setup. Now, the only question we had was it going to come to 2.3 again? We don't know. But the first move would be up to 2.82. So... the patterns are setting up so nicely right now. So nicely. XRP Healthcare is up 6.4% today. Yesterday it had a nice day. The technical target right now is 3.9 cents. I don't sugarcoat it. Well, I guess I am sugarcoating it because... I guess not because it's still in the right spot. But it broke up from here. And the technical target right now tells us we should come up to 3.9 cents. So we got some meat on the bones. We've got some meat on the bones. So I'm very happy. It broke out perfectly, this descending consolidation. And it's doing exactly what it needs to do. This is exactly what we need to do right now. So we're going to watch this as it should push up to about 3.92 cents. Should push up to about 3.92 cents in my opinion. That's the tactical move. Whew, a lot of talking here today. Bitcoin's up 777 points, or 777 bucks, or 1.37% to 58,100. What is it? 21. We bounced perfectly off of the blue uptrending support. That's a pivot point that we needed to bounce off of, and it also is part of a formation, a rising channel. And if we back tested that, this looks like a megaphone pattern, in my opinion. Descending wedge, whatever you want to call it. But it looks like in time, if we just bounce off and hold this 54, which it looks like we are, now we've got that pivot layer at 55Q that it's bouncing very nicely off of. Now we're trying to invalidate the death cross in the daily time frame. And now if we do, we'll come way back up to 67,000 area in a pretty quick fashion if we can invalidate this thesis. So definitely watching that. Ethereum also looks like it's behind. I feel like Ethereum's behind as well. This is the one that, if we're talking about copy trading purposes, this might be the area that I go to next. It's got good liquidity for us on the copy trading side. And it looks painfully behind right now. This looks like... I'm getting rid of this, though. I don't want these up here anymore. This is just getting confusing. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Because it looks like it should come up here. I'd be targeting 2,560 if 2,300 holds. And I think you can, I think if you're looking at this, it looks like it's doing pretty good here. Daniel says it was a good day, made 2 good trades this morning. Great to hear, friend. Love hearing when my audience is making good trades. Makes me happy. Makes me happy to see people making money. You know, it's funny. This was our technical drop that I drew out, and then it did that exactly, and then it rotated. Now it's coming up. Man, this looks like it could reverse. But we'll see. We'll have to watch this. Matt, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Number for your second month with the Dusty's, or your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. It's going well, friend. It's going well. Busy. Been busy with my son's stuff and the kids and everything, and then all my stuff. But it's been going good. For anybody who hasn't followed yet, follow me on Facebook. Over 4,100 followers, or 4,200, and I put special little things out on Facebook now. I put things out on Facebook. I don't even know if I'm signed in on here on Facebook. Otherwise, I would show you. But if it's not, I'm not going through all the nonsense because it jacked this up on here for... Yeah, see, it didn't keep me logged in. You son of a bitch. But follow me on there because I've been doing more video or posts with pictures and just commenting. And it's another way for you to get information from me when I'm not putting out a video on YouTube. Just because I can talk all the time on it just by typing. Mark, thank you. My mom's doing a little bit better. She's still got to heal a little bit in the intestine so that she can get the surgery to remove some of it for her. She has very bad diverticulitis. But she's with my sister for a few days. She was hospitalized 4 days, but she's been out for a few days, so that's good to know and good to see. So let's read this. 700 million XRP in 24 hours after 200 million spike. What the hell is going on? The trading volume of XRP has significantly increased, approaching 1 billion, with XRP's volume reaching over 700 million in the last day. There appears to be a renewed interest in the cryptocurrency. This follows 200 million volume spike, indicating a brief uptick in a trading activity. And we're going to watch after this what Michael Saylor said about Bitcoin. And we're going to see if it's on point or if he's full of garbage. Important market trends are shown in the provided chart. Right now, XRP is developing a triangle pattern that might eventually result in a breakout in either direction. XRP may break out or break in either direction, but this triangle frequently indicates the likelihood of a major price movement. Upon closer inspection of the on-chain and derivatives data, we find that XRP's future market activity has been exceptionally strong. At 301 million, Binance leads the trading volume, followed by Bybit and other exchanges. A balanced attitude among long and short traders is indicated by the funding rates, which are sighting around neutral. Or sitting. So that's that. And then I want to watch. I was going to do it before, but I wanted to run through everything. That's the whole reason I picked this one, too. Because Michael Saylor, they had his video on here. Where are you at, Saylor? We gotta find old Michael. They fit his video in here somewhere. What the heck's it at? They had it on here before. What, they took it down for me? Ah, that's okay. No, here it is. What do you think of price action on the 1 minute for Bitcoin? We'll take a look at it in a minute. The 1 minute I don't get too excited about, honestly. Gotta wait 22 seconds. But I want to see what Michael Saylor says. I'm always interested to see what kind of fluff he's putting out. I gotta make a bet tonight too. I'm looking at the Thursday night football. Not that I really watch it. I got some money on FanDuel. I won some money during the Michigan game because I knew that they were going to get routed.
So a bit of naysayers. Although I got to tell you, that pull is shrinking, even with the slight pullback. Listen, so many of them have so much egg on their face. Still, they always come out.
Bitcoin's down a little bit from when this went out.
And they always seem to aim their anger at my next guest, who isn't just a fan, but he's an evangelist. And, well, he's put billions where his conviction is. I want to bring it out.
It's only 4 minutes.
Executive Chairman Michael Saylor. You know, Michael, I'm going to start calling you Last Laugh Saylor because you always seem to get the last laugh, even with the pullback.
They should do Bitcoin versus gold. If you want to see a real nominal term, they should be putting on the screen Bitcoin versus gold. They won't do it.
You know, you put out a chart that's really amazing. MicroStrategy is outperforming everything since you adopted it as a strategy. It's crushed everything. Look at the green arrow. It's crushed everything. So I know you feel vindicated, but there's more, right?
Look, Bitcoin is volatile, but volatility is a signal of high energy. You know, rivers, waterfalls, fires, and windstorms are volatile. They just contain energy that we can harness. And so this digital asset is creating tens of billions of dollars of credit liquidity at all times for everybody, everywhere in the world. And it's attracting massive amounts of capital, and that's what's driving that superior performance. MicroStrategy is just levering the most powerful idea in the world right now.
Yeah, but when you decided to go down this route, we've had many conversations. It was really nuts. And even now, critics, you know, I heard folks talking about it just in the last couple, days. Oh, it was supposed to be sort of when the world's going to hell in a handbasket. It was supposed to be a safe haven, and it's not. What do you tell folks who still aren't convinced, in part because it's not a safe haven per se?
What I say is Bitcoin's the solution to everybody's problem. Investors are worried about regulation, taxes, torts, and antitrust. Economists are worried about the deficit and the debt. Individuals want to deal with inflation, and they're worried about opportunity. Companies can't compete with megacorps. Those who understand Bitcoin buy Bitcoin. Those who don't criticize Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, individuals can outrun the inflation, investors can beat the market, corporations can outgrow the competition, and countries can revitalize their economies and boost their currencies by tapping into digital capital.
I want to talk about what's next from Washington, D.C.'s vantage point, because one of the things I've always been afraid of is that D.C. at some point would push back, just like all these countries that are dependent on fiat currency. And so you've got President Trump, former President Trump, who's obviously a supporter. Also, Senator Lummis, she introduced a proposal for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Explain to us what it means and why it would be so important for our nation.
All great empires are built on productive property that you can defend. And the Lummis bill is our Louisiana moment. There was a time when everybody moved to the New World, and buying the New World, like Louisiana or Alaska, was a good idea. What we have right now is a race to own cyberspace. The future is digital. Bitcoin is digital. If you're worried about the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency, what are people going to buy when they sell the dollar? They're going to buy Bitcoin. And so you should go buy the Bitcoin and wait, because hundreds of trillions of dollars of capital from all around the world are going to flow into cyberspace to the Bitcoin network.
On the other side, you've got Senator Warren, who I just read is building an army to take down Bitcoin. If Kamala Harris wins, it looks like this time around D.C. will go to war. Have you had a chance to speak to anyone in her camp?
You know, I've spoken to people on both sides of the aisle, And I think that the more progressive politicians realize that there's a digital transformation in finance. BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, and Fidelity are illustrating it with their actions. Crypto and Bitcoin is going to drive outcomes in November, and you see people on both sides of the aisle that get it. And on Main Street, companies need this kind of digital capital if they're going to compete in a modern digital era.
Well, again, last lap, Saylor, and it's just beginning. I appreciate you spending time with us. Every time you do, it informs the audience even more, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
JW, who owns the most Bitcoin? The U.S. government. It's just the truth.
Thanks, Charles.
So yeah, let's see. Man, I'm still intrigued by this H bar. What does everybody think about H bar? I want to vote. Looks like a big W reversal, inverse head and shoulders. I feel like that's getting ready to pop. Something's happening here, I have a feeling. What do we think with H bar? And like, if you're nervous, 4976 right there. 4976 would be an interesting number if you're, if you're in and you have to put a stop loss. And it's not, these aren't easy. What is that? 04976. I mean, that's what it would take too. I mean, it looks like it's set up here for something. It had the consolidation, and you don't want it to come below this inverse right arm, so you'd put your stop loss at like 4972. Let's just say on, yeah, I like that. 497, let's just say. And then you'd have to, look for this to break up, but you don't want to, if you are in this, you don't want to supersede this inverse right arm, so you want to let it do its work. And then just come a tiny bit below in case it does tap it. But in all theory, this should, if it's going to do it, I mean, that looks like a nice inverse right arm, like just a short-term setup. Positive vibes, but shaky. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It looks like it wants to, though. It looks like it wants to. So we'll monitor this. It's at 5035. And we'll see how it plays out. Casper's been just slaughtered. We talked about how it's close. We're building a pattern here. We need to be on the top side of this downtrending resistance that it's trying to make support at 1168. But it is undervalued right now, and it's on the back side of it. So it very well now could pull back over and start pushing up to the next levels. And if Casper does, then it would start pushing up here. And it would end up rotating back to 140. So that would be a little bit of a move. So it's up 3.6%. Not too shabby today. Not too shabby. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. It's been 53 minutes. We've talked a lot. We've went through a lot. I'm glad we were able to go over H-bar. As far as Gala looks like another one that's setting up there, and it's just sitting there waiting to move. So nice W reversal there, and it just looks like it's getting ready to move, just like H bar. But we'll see. Nothing's for certain. Nothing's certain. Nothing is certain. AMP. Oh yeah, only up 1.43% to 3.7 cents. AMP's another one that has that exact same setup here in the short term. Look at this. Good call on AMP, actually. Because it's got a nice little boom, boom, boom. That's an inverse head and shoulders in the short term. As long as it holds 3695, it's bullish. 3695. So if you buy into this, make sure that you let it at least run down to 369, because you want to make sure this inverse right arm has ample time. If it comes down, you don't want to invalidate it. just got into H bar, watch it drop. It could. It could with the H bar, you don't know. But if it drops in, like, remember, if you're in this, at least let that inverse right arm play out. If it's dropping, at least make sure you don't sell yourself short and you hold it until like 497. And then if you want to get out, you know, it's not for everybody. But it does look like it's going to have a little bit of appreciation here. What do I expect with XRP over the weekend? No, it all depends what happens on this retest here. If XRP falls through here and this was just nothing, and let's say we come back through 2018 resistance, well, then the short squeeze was just that, and then there's nothing else over the top. You know, honestly, that's a layer that I want to hold, but if we don't hold 55, what is this now? Right around 55.40, you know, over the weekend, you'd expect it to come right back down and retest 53.9 if these don't hold. But I'd like to see an upward bounce. But I can't tell you right now because I don't know if that was an all for nothing or if there's something bigger. It looks like there's something bigger being brewed here. And I would expect 61 cents here in the short time. But if it's all just because of Grayscale hype, which for me, the hype wasn't because of Grayscale because I didn't even know about it when I was talking about it the last 2 days. But the charts were speaking of a move, and sometimes they put out the news when it's about to move. How to add some liquidity here in the moment. So I expect more to come, but obviously pay attention to the concerning areas we talked about. But yeah, that's it, everybody. I'm drained. I'm drained. It's been a long week. It's been a long day. Put out a lot of content. If you appreciate my work, please consider joining Tom's Army. I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. Share this. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, look in the video description below or on my homepage on YouTube, and you'll see links to that. But yeah, I think we did an incredible job this evening, and I'll see everybody tomorrow for the live. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for the